have made. I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder.
Okay, Jack Posobiec, we are back. We're live here in Phoenix, Arizona, the Charlie Kirk studio. We're here with Blake Neff, and we're also very excited to now be joined by independent journalist Nick Sortor. What's up, Nick?
I appreciate you having me, Jack.
Good to have you here. Very good to have you. You belong here. Charlie was a huge fan of yours and your work, and whenever you were doing something, he'd be like, get us Nick. We need Nick. We need him. Get him in here.
I love it. He was one of the reasons that East Palestine is on the map, because of the fact that he brought me on the show so early on from the ground in East Palestine, Ohio. So, those people are very thankful.
I mean,
for him
talk about a story that just changed the entire course of our country was changed by the trajectory of that, and you were a huge part of it because you told that story to a mass audience.
Well, because the mainstream media just didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, people like Charlie Kirk, I didn't have a platform at the time. That was the first story that I had covered because I didn't live too far away. I get there, it's about 6 hours from my house. I drove through the night, got there on the ground, and there's nobody. No cameras. Once I got out of the vehicle, it was an intoxicating odor of fumes, and I just knew that this was going to be really, really bad.
So we go through all that. You've been on this journey. Charlie was a huge part of it, and that's what he did. He built people up. He built people up. You got the attention of X and the new management of X, and you got to spend a little time with Elon Musk, who came yesterday, and it was so nice to see him. I got to say hi very briefly. And it was just wonderful to see him there. He had that moment with President Trump, for Charlie, which I think everyone's talking about to quite an extent. Just tell us a little bit about your day with Elon.
So it was
what you saw.
I actually was caught off guard by that. I think most of us were.
So that wasn't pre-planned.
It was not. It was not.
I thought you were like there with the X crew or something.
No. He just showed up, and he ended up sitting like right in front of me. So, of course I was going to, have a conversation with him at some point, just especially with some of the, I'm not going to actually disclose what we talked about, but there was some points about Charlie that he was very impressed by. I did post a video of him where he was speaking, and that's when he first used that quote that Charlie was murdered by the light, or by the dark, because he was bringing people to the light.
Yes.
And then he ended up tweeting that line where he was like, yeah, I like that line. That sounds pretty good. So that's when that tweet went out for him actually saying that. But I thought that was a really good line. And as many people know, one of Charlie's missions in the past few months was bringing the two back together, because these are conservative powerhouses.
He talked about all the time with Trump and Elon. He said, if there's some way we can just bring this back, it's the most powerful political alliance. And they should be together. And I know that he wanted that to happen so much.
Yeah, and I was watching Elon's reaction to the speakers. He was very attentive. I've seen him at events before where, he's the owner of like one of the most entertaining social media platforms on the planet, right? So it's hard to like take your eyes off of.
Well, and he runs like a gazillion companies.
Yeah, right. He's a little bit of a busy guy.
Yeah.
And he was attentively listening to the speakers yesterday.
Wow.
I don't know if we have that clip. Do we have that clip?
I think we have. Well, I don't know if I think we've just got the video. I don't know if we have the audio.
Oh, you don't really need the.
No, it's there. It's running.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I took this video yesterday of Elon because I was right behind him, and the reason that I took the video in this particular moment was because while Elon did stand and applaud a lot of the times, he did it after other people were already standing up. Like how one person does it and then the crowd like slowly starts building up, and he would stand up and clap near the tail end of when people were speaking. But this was when you were speaking, and you had this powerful statement about God, and I'd have to find the exact quote, and I don't want to misquote you, but Elon was the first to stand up and clap in this instance. He took it upon himself. What you said was so powerful. I believe it was related to the armor of God. I think that's what.
Well, I said we need to put on full armor of God. Yeah. We need to do it now. We need to do it for Charlie, and we know that when the histories are written, Charlie's sacrifice will have saved the West by the only means possible, by returning the people to God.
And he stood up first out of anybody in the section. He stood up and he clapped for it. That's why I was so excited. I wanted to tell you that so bad that I almost in your, I texted you almost immediately. It was like all in capital letters. I was so excited for that because that's when I kind of knew. I was like, oh my God, it's finally hit Elon. You know, Elon is famously not a very religious person.
No, he's not. And the fact of the matter is that, and you know, obviously, thank you to Elon for doing that. But it's not just what I said. It was the whole event. Right? The whole event was and is now being criticized for and attacked for being very just overtly Christian, overtly godly. Because you know what? That's who Charlie Kirk was.
Christian memorial service held for overtly Christian man.
Who could believe it? Who could believe it? But then, you know, even having, but you would see, I could see that, you know, and Elon is always, he's always kind of like on the edge of whatever's going on the, you know, the zeitgeist of whatever the zeitgeist is. And the zeitgeist has been this sort of return to, I guess you could call it public religiosity. And the use of and embrace of religion in the public square. And you can't, no one looking at Charlie's extraordinary body of work can deny that that's explicitly what Charlie was doing. I mean, Blake, you worked with him on these.
Yeah, no, it was so core to his mission. And it's exactly, like, first of all, it's also what his events often were in life in a more scaled back sense. But he always wanted it to be a bigger and bigger thing. He was always a witness to his faith in a very public way. And that is clearly why we had this incredible global outpouring reaction. If Charlie had purely been a politics guy, there would have been a lot of shock. There would have been a lot of reaction. But it was the fact that he was simultaneously a Christian witness, so open and proud about it.
I say I was on some show yesterday. I said this was Charlie's 4D chess. He says, "Oh guys, come on, it's just a political debate. It's just a political debate." And then you come there and he's like, "Bam, gospel, bam, bam, Corinthians, bam, Old Testament," and you're like, "Wait, what's this guy doing? Wait a minute, this is a sermon. This isn't politics. This is Christianity."
Well, Charlie, honestly, in my opinion, he made being a Christian cool again.
Yeah.
Right?
No, he did.
I went to Catholic schools growing up, right? But even then, being overtly religious in school was something that you'd end up getting made fun of.
It doesn't always take. Yeah, it doesn't always take. Yeah.
Right. And so now you see college kids like
and that's changing.
around.
That's totally changing. We're coming up on a quick break, but Nick, I just want to say thank you, man. That was really cool, and I appreciate you doing that.
Absolutely. One of the best speeches of the day, if not the best.
Erica.
Besides Erica, I mean, we can't say Erica.
Yeah, well, I mean, Erica was just perfect. I mean, beyond perfect. Words do not describe. Right back, Human Events Daily.